It's morning, and I slept the night away. It happened on June 25th, 2020 in South Carolina. Elijah Weaver. Rest in peace, Elijah. And may God bless that justice will prevail. Good morning, everybody. It's me, the BBK, and welcome back to the Backup Clubhouse. So today was brought to my attention that justice, as in many other cases with black kids, is not actually being served for Elijah Weatherspoon. Elijah was an 18-year-old black mixed with Puerto Rican high school graduate in South Carolina who went on a boat trip with his friends to hang out and have fun. He didn't come home. Okay? So the details and the facts of the case are this. He left. He went out on the boat with them. He didn't come back. They didn't find his body for 3 days. Now, I've had the privilege and luxury of speaking to a family member who has led me, you got it, to the edge of the rabbit hole where I jumped in. One of the things that I want to remind you guys off or lead off with is that when it comes to South Carolina, as well as North Carolina, and I guess you could add the rest of the states as well, there's always a sector, a border, if you will, a race border is what I like to refer to it as, where one side seems to think that they are superior to the other side and feel uncomfortable when we come into their neighborhood. This was evidenced by not only a police officer at the scene, but one of the kids' mother when Elijah's mom showed up to the scene of the accident. Or it wasn't an accident, we believe it was actually a crime. She said, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" That mother was the mother of Elijah's alleged best friend. A white best friend, let me add. So we're going to get into some things, and this is going to be a series. We're going to push this series as well as a series of another young lady who actually the day after the Elijah situation, she came up dead in a home where she rented a room, and the roommate didn't notice that she was missing in action for days. So many days that the body started to stink. Gloria Bambo. Now her roommate is catching it, and she begging that people tell the truth. So we're going to touch on some of these. And again, that's not the only child, but the child that's the topic of today and this week will be this man right here, Elijah Weatherspoon. Rest in peace, Elijah. Now, here's the deal. So the real story that we're trying to get the police, we're praying that the police, investigators will determine, we're praying that these people will answer Representative Jarvis Pendergrass's call for action. We're praying they do this, but let's go down the facts real fast. Number one, he stomped the dog shit out of one of them white boys, probably on the football team. Yeah, see, here we go. That's what they ain't talking about. That's what they not talking about. One of them white boys, see, Elijah played on the football team. So I'm guessing this little group of buddies are probably guys from the football and basketball team. You know how athletes are in high school. You know, they tend to run together, hang together, do dirt together, and all of the things. At any rate, we don't know which one of the white boys, but let's go down the facts. He ended up monkey stomping, gorilla dragging, lion kicking, stumped a whole mud hole and kicked him down the dookie chute one day. Okay? They didn't like it. The white boy that got beat the hell up didn't like it, and a plan was formed, allegedly. They invited Elijah out on a boat trip. Uh-huh. And the one that got stomped down was on the boat trip. Uh-huh. Elijah and 7 or 8 other people, including the boat owner. Uh-huh. Yeah. 31-year-old man owned the boat and drove the boat. Now, he drove him out into the river where they was hanging out, kicking it, probably drinking and amongst the other things. And it is alleged that, well, there's several stories being told by the kids. One story was that he fell out the boat and hit his head. Uh-huh. Another story was he jumped into the water and never came up. Uh-huh. And then, hey, today's, well, hey, baby. And then another story was that they were trying to get him to jump and he didn't want to. And they all got together and threw him off the boat into the water. Now, what makes that strange? No, neither one of those stories really becomes strange. Because here's the real tea. Catch this. The family say homie swam like a fish. So him jumping in the water, falling in the water, or getting thrown in the water, oh well, homie coming back, it ain't no biggie. But Elijah didn't come back. See, there is a little confusion, and oh yeah, we are in the process of getting that autopsy report. Uh-huh. And a copy of that death certificate. Uh-huh. And because of that other boat navigator that was on his boat in the water on the same night at the same time that all of this went on, the same boat owner who heard the CB radio call to 911 from the boat, the same owner that said they didn't sound stressed to me, yeah, we're gonna want them 911 calls, and we want your name, partner. Yeah, we're gonna get into them things. So, let's see. It happened out in Mount Pleasant, is what I was told. Charleston County handled the call. So he says, they didn't sound stressed out. Somebody else allegedly that was out there at the same time said, well, they saw the body go in the water, and they saw that he didn't come out, and they was telling somebody, we need to call 911. However, for some reason, they didn't call 911. But you were a bystander looking at something fishy. Okay. So anyway, he didn't come out. When they got back to shore, it is alleged that the people on the shore questioned what about the boy that went in the water. The kids on the boat's priority was, allegedly, at the time, we need to get our friend to the hospital because she cut her foot on the ankle. Yeah, ain't nobody talking about that part either. But anyway, we're going to keep going because these are the stories by the other 7 people that did come home from the boat trip. What's up, Queen Diva? Yeah. So, they called 911. 911 calls the Coast Guard because, it happened on the river, so that's their jurisdiction. They searched. They looked for a couple of hours, didn't find nothing. We talking about 10, 11, 12, midnight, the wicked hour. They looking. Couldn't find nothing. Now, 3 days later, the body was washing up on shore where another individual and their friends and family found them. And they called 911. Remember I told y'all it was a race border on what are you doing on this side? You're black. He was black mixed with Puerto Rican. Still black, as you can see. But those folks really wasn't feeling him or the situation. So they called 911, and the 911 call consisted allegedly of there's a body in the water, in the river. Well, I'm going to guess, like with any other 911 call, The 911 operator asked a number of questions. And I'm also guessing that the answers to those questions called 911 to take 20 or plus minutes to arrive. Took them so long to arrive, the body started floating back out into the water. They had to call back again. Attorneys have changed. Police done said it was a suicide. Ooh, it was a drowning. An accidental drowning. Yeah. You didn't question the kids one by one. You questioned them in a group. Okay. We don't know if the case is still open or closed. What we do know is that there has been at least one change in attorneys. And whatever they were doing or not doing in terms of the police department and the investigators, they caused Representative Marion Pendarvis to step to the plate and say, look, get off your ass and give me answers. We want to find out what's going on. So it's definitely some sand crystals missing in the sandbox, and we're gonna dig into that a little bit later. I definitely got something that I got to do today, so I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a heads up that we will certainly be going live. I'm gonna say about 5 or 6. That would be probably about 8 or 9 your time. I wanted to do StreamYard, but we know that I have a lot of issues and a lot of problems on StreamYard, so we'll see. We're gonna do a panel. We'll probably do a panel tomorrow. But tonight I want to get deep into some things that are on my mind, questions that I have, and we're going to get an opportunity to speak to some of the friends and family and other activists that are involved in the case and see if we can't put a little fire under it. Because, see, I got all kind of questions. So he accidentally drowned, and that's the end of it? That's the end of it, right? They said, one report said he fell in the water, and his friend jumped in after and made contact with him but couldn't get him out of the water. Out of 7 people on that boat, nobody wanted to jump in and help his friend get him out? Questions. Did anybody bother to tell the police that one of those 7 people had just got monkey stomped by Elijah a little while before all of this? Probably not. But we're going to talk about it. So anyway, I just want to come on here and give y'all a little appetizer of what we're going to be getting into here in the next coming of days. I know it's still a dark topic. There's still some heavy information coming in about Killer Pete, the paramilitary, Cheeto Head and company, as well as guess who done bought another island. We're going to get into that too. Oh, yeah. And they're going to release Epstein's flight log, I think. Ooh, some juicy stuff is coming up. Shout out to Anonymous. Shout out to WikiLeaks. Shout out to all the hackers that's releasing this information for us to eat off of. Okay? Y'all have a happy Sunday. Be blessed. I'll see y'all later on this evening. Take care.